What's up, guys? I should have done a thumbnail this morning, but I did not get one done in time. I've been trying to edit this video this morning. I actually have a very busy day, so excuse the non-professionalism of the video. But welcome to the Thursday morning live stream. I'm just a few minutes late, but definitely happy to be here with you guys once again for I don't know how many weeks in a row, but going on like 3 months now. We've been hanging out every morning at 9 a.m. My hair is getting long. It is spilling out over this shit. I'm probably not going to cut my hair for a while. I don't even know a barber out here in Chicagoland. So I've just kind of been sitting at home, just letting it grow out, see what happens over time. Today, I have some GMO Skittles, and this is honestly some of, at least, not necessarily the freshest, but some of the nicest smoking flower I've had, taste-wise, in a little while. Honestly, one of the best tasting and smelling strains that I have had in a little while. I might have to go get some more. I do wish it was a little bit more moist, but that's what happens when your tree is coming from more than likely California or somewhere. I have no idea though. I don't even have any glass right next to me. I don't even have any glass right next to me clean, so I really have no choice but to roll this small J. Today, this afternoon, I plan on putting out an interview that I did last night for you guys. It's actually a really good interview. I mean, if you like the type of topics that I talk about, which is how normal people are going to be able to exist in the cannabis market and when we're going to get quality weed all around the country and shit like that, I have a good conversation that I'm probably going to put out this afternoon, and you guys can listen to that. That's like a good like podcast listening thing to listen to while you're doing some other shit or something. But regardless, I'm excited to put that out for you guys. I have a few interviews that I'll be putting out here soon when I get time to edit everything and go through everything and do all the shit I have to do. I'm predicting my stomach's about to feel bad soon. I ate pizza this morning. I had some left over. I was lazy, didn't feel like cooking anything. So I was like, yeah, let me just throw this pizza in the microwave. Plus, pizza is one of my favorite breakfast foods. I'm full on American. I don't care. In that way, I'm full on American. In other ways, I'm not necessarily. Oh, Mozzie, yeah, I've been here a little minute now. Not a little minute in terms of people that have been living here a long time, but definitely some months since the fall. Emmanuel, welcome. Richard, what is up? Yeah, pizza. Definitely had some pizza this morning. It happens to the best of us, I think. Obviously, I know that's not what I think this had a little hole in it. Obviously, it's not what I'm supposed to be eating, but I'm just going to have to run after this and run that shit off. That's my usual tactic. Ryan, how you doing? Welcome. Joey, if I didn't say what's good, what's good? Can't believe we're almost to another Friday. I don't know how that happened so fast. These weeks just seem to go by. Yesterday, I was hitting some THCP dabs actually from Binoid, and I'm probably going to review those today. I was taking them out of this Dab X, and they were hitting pretty smooth for real. I was hitting them while doing an interview, which was a risky move because dabs could really fuck up an interview. But I rolled the dice and it was pretty good. So I'll probably be dabbing on some THCP dabs for you guys later. Ryan, I hope you're having a good morning, man. As you see, StreamYard finally let me add the branding on the bottom. So if you guys are interested, CannabisLibraryUS.com, you can find a good amount of my content. I'm trying to keep it upload stuff on there daily. And that's a way I need to find a way to do notifications. I mean, I don't know, find a way to do something with that because even though I think it's going to be an easier way for people to keep up with the stuff I do because on YouTube, man, they really try to hide my shit. They really try to hide my shit. And obviously YouTube is the platform. I would have to create like real like fans of my content or real people who really like my content to want to go watch it on my website. But either way, I'm gonna give the option because never know with YouTube. YouTube could really hoe. They could always hoe you and just clip your shit out. H Boogie, what's good? Welcome to the live stream. I got some GMO Skittles rolled up. Hope you guys are enjoying whatever you're consuming or having a good day at work if you're at work right now. I am on a couple channels. Only one person's on the Grant Patterson channel, so almost everybody's on the Cannabis Library. So welcome, Cannabis Library viewers. I haven't been uploading on my personal channel that much recently, but I plan on it. I need to get some momentum going on there, but it's tough to balance out putting content on there and on Cannabis Library and everything. Editing it all is really what it is. But on my personal channel, I might start doing more vlogs and stuff. I think that's really what I want to do. More talking topics, but maybe going out and doing more shit. Happy birthday, H Boogie. Happy belated. Anybody else have a birthday coming up here soon? Or I guess anybody else have March birthdays? It's starting to transition into the summer, and I've been seeing some Chicago music festivals and shit popping up, or advertisements for them popping up. I've been seeing just a lot of shit coming up. It's just like, oh shit, summer is about to come up. So I get this would be my first summer in Chicago, and people say summer in Chicago is dope. So I'm pretty excited about that. That should be dope. Yours last Tuesday. Well, happy belated, Cameo. It's recent enough. It's recent enough. Yeah, it feels like every year, and there's just so much shit happening. 2022 so far has been a good year for me, though. I don't know. I mean, so far, I can't really complain 2 months in. I've been enjoying it. Am I going to Lollapalooza? Probably not. Probably not. I'm an old guy. I struggle standing for a long time. Even I went to a standing room only concert for one artist the other day, and it was tough. Or it was multiple like openers, but I gotta be able to sit. And I guess I could bring something to sit on out there on the grass or whatever, but then I look old. But I have no idea. I might just go downtown and bike around the area and shit like that just to see the excitement. I can stay on a bike forever, but I can't stand a long time. It's actually something that I just can't do. My legs aren't like strong enough. And I definitely can't be like, no, I can't be standing for a long time. And because I don't do a standing job to where I don't hardly be standing that much in reality, like I run every day and stuff, but in totality, all day, I'm probably standing 3, 4 hours in reality. Because I run for about an hour and I walk for about 30 minutes usually. So, yeah, like it's probably 4 hours I stand in totality in the day. So, when I get to an event and for one total time, I got to be standing for like 8 hours, 9 hours, I'm about to pass out. Yeah, Ron, and I'm around that age, but that stuff just hasn't been for me for a long time. I think because where I went, I swear, it's because where I went to college. The first college I went to, there was an 18 and up bar because it was such a small area. The only way they get enough people in the club at night would be if they made it 18 and up. So it would be 18 and up club. And so I went, I got to experience clubs at 18. And it was a small town and it wasn't nothing too impressive. And the women there weren't it wasn't anything like crazy. But at the same time, I saw what a club and bar was because they're all the exact same. Yeah, some of them have maybe prettier women, I guess, but it's just expensive drinks, people you don't know. And I've always been somebody that rather be hanging out with people I do know with cheaper drinks if I'm gonna drink and smoke some. So I don't know. But that's why I feel like I stopped going to clubs so early, though, is because I was able to go to 18. A lot of people didn't go till they were 21. And so there was a lot of like anticipation building up to it. By the time I was 21, I was over it. I feel you, H Boogie. I was gonna pack a bowl, but I don't have a clean one close. Not that I saw. Oh, actually, there's one up there that I could have used, but fuck it, I just roll. I'm dead, bro. I was watching a stand up the other day, and this dude was like, my mom asked me why I haven't met a nice girl. She's like, you always out. Why don't you meet people? He was like, you expect me to meet people in public? You want me to just walk up to a woman and just talk to her? He's like, you meet people online these days like a respectable adult, mom. That shit was hilarious to me. He said, everybody I know that goes out and meets women in public is a creep. And that shit had me dead. He was like, any nigga walking up to people in the street or just in public. Uh, what was his name? I don't know. I watch at least one. I watch at least 30 minutes every day. Every day. So I cannot remember. I can see his face, but I cannot remember the dude's name because I go on YouTube and a lot of these people are starting to drop 30-minute specials. And so I just watch the full 30-minute special, full 30-minute special. I love stand-up comedy. I love joking. I love laughing and shit. That's really why I be coming on here. But if I remember the stand-up, like I wish I could do like stand-up reviews on here and watch it with y'all or some shit like that. That'd be super dope. But Regardless, that shit is funny but true also. Like there's I think there are more relationships being started off of online than there are in person. I truly believe that. Morning Mercy. Diz was good. Glad you're here either way. I was a little bit late. I'm supposed to be on at 9. The title say 9:05, so that's just how it goes sometimes. But I remember because I got older parents too. So my parents were telling me about like their version of dating when they were younger and shit. It wasn't even like adding up to me. You know what I'm saying? First off, because I had to get completely out of my concept of dating. So I'm like, so you can't meet a girl online. There is no online. Because my first question was, when you met a girl, how'd you know how to get over to her spot with no GPS? But then I had to backtrack like all the way to the fact that you're not gonna meet somebody you didn't just see. And if they just told you your address, like, but that's why I was wondering, like, you met a girl and she was like, hey, meet at my spot at this address. There's too many variables for me. They had trust back then. Think about that trust. Think about that trust. Like, hey, meet back here at 8 p.m. Right now, if my friend told me meet somewhere at 8 p.m., I'm texting them, all right, bet. I'm texting them when I'm starting to get ready. If they don't answer, I'm stopping to get ready. And then when they say, all right, cool. And then I'm going to get back, get in dress. I'm leaving. And then they're going to say they leave. Like, I need all of these incremental things because I'm looking for reasons to stay my ass at home. Back then, like at 8:06, that person could be dead. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is unbelievable. Now at 8:06, you would text them at 8 o'clock. Hey, I'll be there in a second. Before no phone, like how long did they wait for people before you got stood up? You were waiting a while because nowadays you can't. It's harder to get stood up because like yeah, I'm texting you when I'm dipping, and you're not texting me back. All right, I assume we done for the night. Are we done for the day? Are we not going to brunch? You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I be thinking about that shit a lot because I'm sitting here. These people back in the day, if you're going to a party, it like you had to know the people too. Like it wasn't of the day of going to random house parties because you saw the address online as much. I don't know. I know this is completely random, but I be thinking about like people back in the day that have no GPS, bro. Where the fuck were they going? Nowhere, I guess. I don't like no GPS. Niggas just had maps. And like right now, if you gave me a map, I could figure it out, just because I'm an adult, but it would take me some time to orient myself for real. But at the same time, well, also because I don't drive, but I still haven't really learned the streets in Chicago that well. If I drove, actually, I would know them pretty well. But because I don't drive and I don't even ever see GPS or anything like that, I see GPS on my bike. But bike GPS will take you through alleys and shit. Dead ass. Like bike GPS will have you in an alley. You cross the street, go to this alley. You take that street going against traffic. Like, so it's a completely different situation. You know what I'm saying? Like mail. Imagine, bro, like you're waiting between responses with mail. Because right now, if you send a letter, it's going to take 6 days to get to the person, more than likely, especially if it's out of state. Back then, mail, I swear, was the same as like putting that hoe on a pigeon or some shit. Like it might get there, it might not. And I feel like that's why people used to send letter after letter after letter, like just in case 3 of these don't get through, 2 of them should. The old days were crazy, bro. The faith people had in people was unbelievable. Now people have lost all faith because we know everything about everybody. People truly believe like, damn, I'm gonna tell my friends I'm meeting at the club tonight, and if I'm not there, they're gonna come looking for me. Nowadays, you check his location. Oh, that nigga must be with old girl, and you go in the club. Oh my goodness. That's why I know. That's why I know all these old people got secrets. If you were born before the internet, you got some secrets, no doubt. Ron, enjoy that. Figure out what you got to do. It's unbelievable to think about. I have no idea how those people live. And then on top of all this, the scariest thing to me, for real, and I know a lot of people don't use them still, but they didn't have microwaves. My mom brought that up to me. She's like, so, and like, you can't use a gas oven or stove as a child. So she was like, we had to eat like cold shit. And my mom wasn't poor growing up, but she had to eat like cold shit. Just because you couldn't heat that shit up in anything. Like toasters were barely coming on the scene as being like a normal household item. I'd be in this hell. Y'all were living in some dangerous times. It's almost like you can't even believe anything that happened before then because it wasn't filmed. My parents tell me some shit. I'm like, that shit's not on film. You're probably lying. You're probably lying. For us, when your friend tells you some shit, hey, bro, look at this video of blah, blah, blah. Now you listen to old people. I remember when blah, blah, blah. You're capping. That shit did not happen. And it's just word hearsay. You could say anything. Like, I know the lies that people used to come up with used to be illustrious. Before you could, now certain things can just be Googled. Like, if you tell a lie about something, like people could look up Texas State track meet 19 whatever, and look up your time to see if you won. Back then, you could say anything. Who's going to know? If you moved to Minnesota, you could tell somebody you won state in Texas. I need a scholarship. You run decent or some shit like that. You get on there. Like, the proof was just harder. I know they could call people and stuff, but you could make new lives back in the day. Now you can't construct new lives. You could go somewhere completely new. Now your social media follows you, so people look, oh, you from Kansas? That's dry or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But back then, you come in somewhere, hey, I'm from New York City. They might know from your accent you're not, but people other places don't know accents because they've never heard videos. They've never seen videos of people from other places. Like, you used to be able to lie. That's all I'm trying to get at. You used to be able to lie your ass off. You too, Anthony. I appreciate you tuning in. This is a completely random situation. My parents are like 60s, Mercy. Sarkaz, good morning. How you doing? That's why they believed in Bigfoot. I mean, there's probably people today on the internet. You look up anything, you can believe anything. I swear. If you look up pro anything media for any subject out there, you'll believe it. So it's like, oh, what you feed yourself, because everything is true in somebody else's world. Something like it's unbelievable. Like, people literally have like less value. People are not funny. People can sing really well in one person's perspective, and then another person's perspective that's not even reality. It's unbelievable. You can get away with some perverse types of cap. Oh, because today, like, people get away with lying, but it catches up with you. Back then, uh, Yeah, you could only do certain things. And Charlie Murphy was funny, for sure. Damn, 25 minutes. I went on about how old people could lie for a minute there, but it is unbelievable what the world has come to. And so, in my opinion, that's why I like making this content, because it's like I might as well just come on here and tell the truth, because lies get found out. Like, that's why I like to come on here and just like tell the truth and just talk to y'all about shit, because even you can just check down the comments if I'm capping. It's not even like it's going to take a long time to figure it out. Like, there'll just be comment, cap, 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 cap. It would just be that clear. So you might as well just, oh, wait, nothing scares me. They got us all. They know. Like, and at the end of the day, most of us aren't, ain't worried about most of us. Most of us not making like crazy impacts on society. And that's not to talk shit on anybody. I'm included in that, most of us. There's only a few people in our society that are really like making like crazy impacts that impact like large amounts of people. And those are the people that are watching. Exactly, Ron. You hear what I'm saying? Like, for me, I was born before like people were telling me stuff before there were videos of it. So I believe like half shit. I'll listen. But I'm telling you, these new kids, you're not going to be able to tell them anything without video proof, because they see video. That's like how they decipher the world around them, is through videos. Everything is through video. It started like my age with how much TV we were watching and how many kids shows there were. I was one of the first generations. There were a couple generations before me, but I was one of the first generations where there were 3-4 channels consecutively running kid shows like 24 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time kids had to wait 8 p.m., some 6 p.m. one night or in the morning to watch cartoons, or they watched old people shit, like what more like modern day people would call old people shit, because children catered TV came around in like the 90s as a heavy wave, because that's when people got 100 channels in their house, so it like we were one of those first generations where like video was like our primary, like we were watching video, and video catered to us every day, all day, to get messages into our heads, sales messages, whatever those messages are. So that's kind of just the reality of what's come up today, because that's just how it is. For sure, adult cartoons as well, but there's a lot of stuff in those kids cartoons that's meant to teach messages that writer got to decide. Whoever got the bid to get their writer job at Viacom to make our kids shows and stuff like that, that person and Viacom, their psychologist or whatever, got to decide what message all kids in America got to hear that got to watch TV, which is like a normal American thing. you know. But at the same time, we're still with our technology doing the same things that people before us did. It's just on video now. So that's what I had to get older and learn, that the 70s and 80s and 90s specifically were the same as like modern day. Like, of course, there's no microwave, that changes a few things, but the social dynamic of the country, like rich people, poor people, what's happening, like those things have been pretty consistent since a lot of those times. And video just kind of just shine a light on it. That's all in 4K. but things had like it changed a lot from like the early 1900s. But I'm talking about 70s, 80s, 90s to now. Obviously, I wasn't there, but from what I've read in history, they were doing so much of the same stuff. You read these biographies of, obviously, the biographies are typically of rich people because that's how biographies work. But if you read about just people from back then, like that's what we're learning about. Like Bill Cosby literally was getting in trouble now for shit that was happening in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Like these people were doing these insane things. It just wasn't on video like it would be today. Not too much longer, actually. Um, I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me. Biographies do I recommend? Oh my goodness. Green Lights, Matthew McConaughey. But I just read the Satchmo one. If you're looking, I've been reading a lot more black biographies too, which is nothing wrong. I mean, I think that black history is American history. So I read this Furious Cool by Richard Pryor. That's what really opened my eyes up to how crazy those motherfuckers were. Because they were more insane. Because drug use was more okay because it wasn't on video. It was an off-screen thing. So people didn't see how ugly drug use was until we started really putting it into our movies, put it into our media. People saw what like cocaine and crack and shit could do to people when they watched Scarface, when they watched movies like that. Before that, drugs weren't heavily in movies. People, it was like we don't talk about that type of thing. But when you started seeing people do cocaine on screen and you saw them beat the shit out of some woman afterwards or something, and you're like, this is what people are like in real life on cocaine, because a lot of people hadn't even tried it because they were too poor to try it. And then they realized, oh my goodness, like this shit is crazy. So some of that opened me up to that. I really like Gucci Mane's, but but that's just a specific story. The Art and Science of Self-Respect. That's Jay Prince's autobiography. I listened to that. Tillman Fertitta, he's the owner of the Rockets, a billionaire out of Houston. He has a good biography that really dove into his story and how he was able to build up like his business regime. I think there's a few more. If you look at my personal Instagram up here, you can see like a reading list of a good amount of books I've had and read, I guess. But those are some of them that I've read. I like biographies for you really get to see what makes up a lot of these people to get to where they're at, and you really have, and you see whether that's what you want to push yourself towards to do what they do. Because these people, some of these people and these artists and these celebrities and shit that we see, like they have to be a little bit crazy off screen to do what they do on screen. Rick Ross's Hurricanes book isn't bad. It's pretty good. If you're interested in somebody like Rick Ross, then it was worth the listen for me. I liked it. I am gonna dive into a lot more Black comics books coming up here soon. Like Bernie Mac has a book that I'm about to read here soon, whenever I find it, and I think Martin Lawrence has one. So yeah, too high to play. I agree. The little microaggression. I got you. I don't know too much about Chris Farley. I don't know who you were talking about, but out of the books I named, um, as a Black person, like I resonated with Jay Prince's book probably the most out of it. Matthew McConaughey's book is just so, the storytelling is just so well done. I listened to it too, and it's Matthew McConaughey like just telling stories from his life in a book. Like it's just so well done. That like he's literally a narrator. That's what he does in life. So it's just a very like Green Lights is crazy. It's a book that I would listen to and read again, like in the future. Emperor, hope you're having a good morning as well. But yeah, I'll go over to this bookstore, this used bookstore over here, and then I might go today because I want to find another biography. And actually, I think I do. I think I will go over there, and I just go look through there through the biography section or whatever, and I just go see what I can find, and whatever's there, I just feel like that's what I should find that day. You know, that's kind of how I go about it. But there's some used books online and shit that I might like. I do want to get that Bernie Mac book and shit like that. But I read about a lot of black speakers because that's essentially what I am. At the end of the day, I'm on camera. I do live. I smoke weed with y'all, but most of this is just talking. Enjoy it, economics. It's been dope hanging out with you guys. I'll find another book here soon. I'll talk to you guys about it. Seems like people are decently interested in that topic and talking about the difference between the old times and now, because I like those topics because it's insane to me. Shark, was good? Y'all have an amazing day. Y'all make it good if it's not already been good. See you guys later.